Hello. Okay, here we are. Welcome to Happiness is a Healed Pancreas. I'm Marlene Allen, and I'm happy to have you with me today. I'd like to remind everybody to please get a drink of water throughout the whole day would be great. You're probably going to need it for the next 3 days, all the different clearings that I'm working on for you. And then with the pancreas itself, all the detoxing that could go on. So you're definitely going to want some water. And we're going to be growing new cells in the pancreas. So while that's happening, you're definitely going to, for the next 3 days is best. So we'll start with the slides now. I've got a lot of information to share with you, and I'll get on with the clearings as well. So welcome, I'm glad you're here. I do have a chat box open, and if you are if you want to put something in there, that's great. I may not have opportunity to look at it too often, if much at all. And so if you put something in there, maybe just 1 or 2 words, something real easy that if I glance over and see something, then I can reply to you. But otherwise, welcome. I am Marlene Allen. I'm the owner of Your Body Power. I'm a certified master quantum health activator and many other things. So I specialize in midlife makeovers, and they reverse the debilitating effects of accelerated aging, which is the endocrine system. So letting go of what doesn't belong with love. That's what we're doing right now. And quantum activations, of course, because they are used to bring about a desired result in today the endocrine system with the pancreas and hormones, and diving deep into the master cell of the pancreas itself. We're going to clear out all that's built up over the years, as well as damaging programs, interference, anything else that I find in there. And so we are working with quantum activations. Many people have experienced quantum healing. The activations actually produce a regeneration of cells in any part of the body. And today, the endocrine glands, the pancreas. So we're going to enliven all aspects of yourself. So this can happen, creating joy and happiness and wholeness. Quantum energy is what transcends time and space. So what we're doing here is not an energy healing. Okay, so this is different from energy. It's healing and activation that happens in the past, in the present, and in the future, which are all happening at the same time, by the way. The quantum continuum is what it is. Some people call it the timeline. So by tapping into the life force energy of the body, we can let go of what doesn't belong. So we're going to go into the quantum field. We're going to access the higher frequency there. And then with what we're intending to do today, we're going to rearrange the particles in your body, in the pancreas. So we're not, like I said, doing an energy healing. We're actually in control of your own particles, and we're rearranging them so that they work better for you. And I want to let you know that if you're on the live session today, that's great. But if you are here accessing this on a replay, this is working for you too. Either way, right now, as soon as you registered, I've started the clearings for you, and you are included right now. So regardless when you're accessing this or watching it, it's already starting for you. So I did start the clearings of many toxins, years of deterioration, that which doesn't belong from the, oh, we've got pineal, that's interesting. Okay, we are doing, we put that up here. So we are actually doing the pancreas today. So the chakras, energy centers, chakras, and the layers of our aura, any entity attachments. So I've got the chart over here I've been working on. So if you have felt a little energy moving, it, prior to right now, it could have been me, and you probably will feel a little bit more even after we are complete here today, because there's some things that I'm going to continue to work on that may just take a little longer than what we have scheduled for. So I won't just keep you here while I'm doing that. So we're also going to raise the frequency of vibration and increase your life force. We have to get that up to 100% in order to be able to do the regeneration. So let's see where we are at with all of that. Not too bad. We're about 87% on the centers. And we want to get to 100, right? Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Let's check where the aura layers are at this point. And okay, about the same, life force. And I'm reading it everybody together here as a group. As an average. Okay, about 88% on life force, 87% on energy centers, chakras, aura. Clearing any remaining attachments right now. And let's see here. Okay, very good. And then we're also doing a main clearing here. So this is what we're going for is optimal function of the pancreas and the chemistry of the pancreas. So also produced and released any hormones there, anything that's the chemistry in 100% balance, free of any programs and dark energies. So we are working in things such as your bloodline, things that would be emotional issues, low vibration emotions, if there's any curses, dark energies, that kind of stuff. If you feel that something is in a pattern or a loop of some kind, we're clearing that. I found that with somebody, anyway, if it's on my list. And we're looking at perception, things that you think, okay, or believe. So some people might be thinking that, you know, that they don't believe in getting well, right? So this is the way it is. It's the way it's always going to be, that kind of thing. Everyone in the family has it. So we're looking at those type of perceptions, which they're not real, right? So they could be real for you and true for you, but is it really truth? Probably not so much, right? So also, yeah, there's some curses going on here, things you've agreed to somewhere along the line. Yeah, so we are, how complete are we here now? Let's check. About 80%, okay. All right, so we've got a little ways to go here, but that's okay. I'm gonna continue working on it, okay? And here's what you can do. You can imagine yourself anytime, you know, right now, or if you're on the recording, you can imagine that you're healing yourself and any ailments that you may have just melting away and disappearing. So this is going to help open your mind to the possibility of being healed and can actually lead to faster results. So as I was mentioning, people with their perceptions, maybe they have a chronic condition, something that they just cannot see themselves living without this condition, that can actually slow healing. So once you allow old thought patterns around an illness to continue, some people get real attached to the negative experience that they've had in their past. This is like a comfort zone, even though, you know, it's maybe not so comfortable, but it's better than the unknown for some people, apparently. So they can get caught up in these patterns of negativity and negative experiences, and that can get in the way of higher intentions. So if there is a chronic condition here, if you know that there's, you know, diabetes or something going on, do yourself a favor. You can book a session with me. I have included a reduced session price with me while you're in this program, and that'll be in the replay email I'll send later today too. And then we can find and clear the root of your particular issue and clear that for you personally. So I am doing what I've discovered here when I read everybody originally, but there could be things on your timeline or your quantum continuum, programs in your DNA that we can go much deeper on and reveal when we're in a one-on-one situation. So using quantum activations, then we're going to clear the blocks. The blocks were the things that we're clearing. Any inner energies that have caused your pancreas to function poorly. And then we're going to also remove the DNA programs, faulty DNA programs, and dark energies for compromised pancreas. And then once that energy is clear, once that the energy field is clear, then we'll experience the cellular regeneration using your own master stem cell activated by the quantum field. And this is when we're going to start a flood of new 100% functioning cell growth throughout the pancreas. So let's continue with these clearings for a bit, and then we'll move on to rebuild the pancreas, regenerating at the cellular level. So let's go ahead and look at the chakras, the aura layers. That's what we have at 87% right now. So let's just look at what this is. So by understanding the association between the chakras and your glands of your endocrine system, which your pancreas is obviously one of them, you can see how healing really can benefit all areas of your being, okay? Not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, spiritually, financially, the whole ball of wax. So everything begins with your consciousness. Everything that happens in your life, everything that happens in your body begins with something happening in your consciousness. Now, this is who you really are. It's energy. And the energy fills your entire body. And your consciousness then is connected to every cell in your body. So through your consciousness, you can communicate with every cell in your body, with every organ, every tissue, with your pancreas. And this is what I am going to be doing today with quantum entanglement to create a desirable result for you. So the direction of manifestation is from your consciousness through your energy field, which is the chakras and aura layers and so forth, and then to the physical body. So to recap that, then any change of consciousness, your thoughts, your beliefs, and so forth, then will create a change in your energy field. So the chakras. And that change in that field happens before any change occurs in the physical body. So here's where you can actually have a part in your own healing, is looking at that consciousness. What is it that you're thinking about for the majority of the time? Okay, do you have common thoughts every day? Something, maybe it's not so good, and maybe beliefs that you got from your parents or a teacher or who knows where that we're still hanging on to thinking it's true, but it may not even be yours to begin with. Another part of the energy centers is your life force. Now, this is the real secret behind everything. So without that energy ball inside us surging to fuel our flame, we would just peter out and age. So this is the secret of longevity, and that's why we want this at 100%. So let's do something like right now so we can get this up. We're about 90% right now. So let's get this up the rest of the way. So let's imagine, if you will, that we're going to ground ourselves. So your feet firmly on the earth. Just envision your feet, you're barefoot, you're standing on the earth. You may want to take a nice deep breath in and out. You can close your eyes. It might make it a little bit better. So for imagination, if you see yourself barefoot standing on the earth, you feel all these beautiful electrons. All this electricity, all these free electrons are just floating around your shins. You can feel the energy. It's moving up into the kidney points, the bottoms of your soles of your feet, coming in through there, moving up now into the ankles, into the shins, coming up now into your knees, moving this energy up through the thighs, into the hips, into the belly, the solar plexus, into the chest, into the neck, into the shoulders, into your hands and arms, coming up through the neck, into the jaw, through the back of the head, into the skull, back of the eyes, nasal cavity, up through the crown, and all excess energy now is just squirting out the top of you. And cleaning anything that is dirty in the energy centers right now. So it's all coming out and washing everything clear. Let's check those aura layers right now. Very nice. Okay. And at the same time, let's connect to source or God, whatever it is for you. Okay, so you can imagine this beautiful gold God healing energy. It's coming down and you are connected to it. It's coming down, lowering now, it's on your crown, it's on top of your head. This beautiful healing gold energy is coming in through behind your eyes, into your nasal cavity. Very nice, into the jaw, into the neck, coming down into the shoulders, out into your arms. Very beautiful energy coming all the way into every single finger. And now down the chest, the lungs, the solar plexus, down into the sacral area, the belly, the hips, coming down further into the thighs, down the knees, the shins, the ankles, into the feet, and every little toe. So we are totally connected from above as below, right? So very nice. Now let's do one more thing. Just about there. Okay, so we're gonna imagine ourselves. We're little mini-me's, okay? And you are on your magic carpet. You're sitting on your magic carpet on top of your head. So your little mini-me is your spirit, and it's just sitting there beautifully peaceful, calm, really relaxed, just enjoying life. And you can imagine that this magic carpet is lowering, and as it is, your mini-me spirit is coming and filling in your body. So it's coming into the crown, coming in behind your eyes right now, into the nasal cavity. Mini-me is coming into the jaw. Yes, into the neck. To the shoulders and into your arms, every little finger now. Filling in every little space, every fingertip. Very nice. Lowering still, the little magic carpet is lowering into your chest, through your lungs, through the solar plexus, down further into the belly. You're filling in your sacral area, your hips. Now you're into your thighs, lowering still. This little magic carpet is now at your knees and down your shins, down your ankles. It's in your feet, and every single little toe right now is just filling in with the spirit. So right now you can feel your spirit on the inside of you. From the inside out, you can feel the inside of your skin. Your spirit is all tucked in nicely there. You're 100% in, into your body where you actually live. Very nice. Okay, let's check your energy centers now. 100%. Let's check life force. 100%. No attachments. Very nice. We are set. Okay, let me check the main clearing we're doing around having an optimized pancreas. And we were at 80. And we're about 88%. So we're going to continue on that clearing. Very nice. Let's look at your frequency of vibration. Now, this is also critical to your health in all areas. So as you can see on the slide, this image shows, this is like a Hawking scale, and it's fairly, it's okay. It does go way past 1,000. This is just his idea of what it would look like. So, but we're getting kind of a general idea here. So if your frequency is in the 200 or below range, then you could be in the physically having illness or disease or issues, aches, pains, suffering. People just work really hard and I never get anywhere. That kind of thing. It's just a real dense. Your cells are dense. They're full of stuff, right? Dirty toxins, chemicals. It's full of, actually could be full of anger and fear. Could be full of all kinds of different emotions as well. So when we're there, we are contracted, just really, really hard. Just nothing goes right for you, right? But as we clear out the things, you know, all that dirty stuff from your cells, as we clear up our consciousness, the thoughts that we're continuing to think, those negative emotions, getting out of that and going up way past that, at least into neutrality. If you just go neutral and be a non-emotional observer saying, yeah, whatever, it's what it is. Okay, next, right? If you can just be there, then you'd be a whole lot better than being getting by and suffering, right? So going up the scale, then from there, we're looking at love or above, they say, which is 500 on this chart, which is where you start getting into that purple area, which is the flow. Now, the flow is the beautiful synchronicities. Things just start coming to you. It's the law of attraction and action, getting what actually we want and what we desire. And these are the things that can come to us just easily, just because we are expanded now. We are more light body. Our cells are just buzzing with this beautiful energy, and everything is possible up here, right? So we are raising your frequency of vibration by going into the dirty, yucky cells, getting out everything that doesn't belong, besides all the clearings that we've already been doing. So your frequency has already gone up. So we did have clear, healthy cells when we were babies, and we were much more happier. So what went wrong? Really, why are people losing the natural functioning of their organs and glands? Well, it could be chemicals, toxins. They actually all prevent normal levels of hormones in your blood from working properly. And we've loaded ourselves with toxins for a long time. So a short list here could be environmental pollution, contaminated water, pharmaceuticals, that could be in our water or the ones that you're taking, household cleaners and personal health and beauty products. Two things, by the way, you have total control over getting the organic or natural products. Makeup, especially anything you put on your skin, lotions and so forth, you want very clean organic versions of this stuff. You don't want to just putting petrochemicals on your body, lanolin and different glycerins and different things like that, right? So check the labels. I also have a link on my website under the resources page for a couple of good options here. Also, genetically modified food-like items. Okay, GMOs, check the label. It really does matter. Lack of movement and breath, not being in touch with nature or getting grounded like we just did by bringing those electrons up through the soles of our feet. Do that every day. Watching fear-based violence, trauma dramas on television, actually anything pretty much on TV. A lot of stuff now is being broadcast in the frequency of fear. And we saw on that chart how low fear is. Not so high on that vibrational chart. So also emotions. We already looked at anger. Jealousy is really low. It's not even on the chart. Well, it is. It's maybe 10 or 15 or something like that. Constant use of tablets, your technology, video games, Wi-Fi. Oh boy, Wi-Fi is a big one. EMFs and so forth. Also, artificial intelligence, virtual intelligence. We are humans, not machines. Always remember that. Do not accept chips and no. Just say no, okay? Remain sovereign in your body, in your physical body. We just brought your spirit in, and you can do this yourself every day if you'd like. Bring your spirit in every morning. Be in your body, okay? Come from the heart. Now you don't have to be up here all the time in your head, okay? Bring it down past your head, all the way in your body. And then belief system. So what are you believing, right? Those things, you have a bearing on what our cells turn into. So here are some questions we can ask if we're having any issues around the pancreas. What will it take for me to understand and receive real love? What does it feel like to see beyond my stories of the past? What will it take to develop the skills to predict hope instead of dread? What will it take to remove my focus from off myself and start noticing the abundant life surrounding me? What has my soul come to contribute to the world? What will it take to start creating a more joyful, exciting, and purposeful life? What will it take to train my mind and see beyond judgment and consider the positive possibilities? So we can do the affirmation together if you'd like. Out loud, I allow my mind to travel to new possibilities. I allow love to flow in, around, and through me. I accept all the beauty around me and make it part of my being. Wendy Jensen does a very beautiful job with these questions. Now, maybe one of these resonated with you, maybe several of them resonated with you, but whatever ones they are, take some time, go back to this and get your answers, okay? Because these are very critical to if you're experiencing, a lowered percentage of optimal. We want 100% the function of the pancreas, all right? So if something's not up to 100%, there's something in the way. Right, so that's what we're going for right now, is that main clearing that we were talking about. Let's see, about 92% now. We'll just continue to go on here. We're also working on the ability to allow your mind to travel to new possibilities, to allow love to flow in, around, and through you, to accept all the beauty around you and make it part of your being, letting go of anything in the way, right? So that is what we just talked about with the questions. That's the affirmation. So we can do a clearing around whatever it is that would be blocking that for you too. So that is this clearing here. Let's see what we are. About 79% there. So we're going to continue on with that. Before we move into rebuilding the pancreas, and until this list is clear here, I'll describe the pancreas, problems it can cause, and around weight, for example, as well. So have some water to sip on. Let's do that first. Very nice. The pancreas produces hormones that help control your body's production of insulin, as well as your blood sugar levels. And fat cells in the body, is the belly especially, and weight gain are associated with metabolic changes, mainly insulin resistance, meaning that your cells can't accept the glucose or the blood sugar. And the glucose then instead gets stored as fat. And that increases the risk to develop high blood pressure, higher cholesterol, and higher risk for type 2 diabetes. So as the pancreas has to secrete more insulin to balance blood sugar, it eventually fails. Blood sugar rises and develops into diabetes. And diabetes medications can also cause weight gain as they allow the body to absorb more sugar. So it's a loop that you get into once you're in this situation. So blood sugar imbalances and insulin resistance are also major factors in thyroid and adrenal health, two other glands that commonly for ladies in midlife I see, and men too, I see compromised levels of function, similar to this of the pancreas, in the 30%. That's generally what I see is 30%, 30, 35, 39, whatever in that range, right? For thyroid, adrenals, and the pancreas. It's not good, not what we're going after at all, but that's where a lot of people are starting. Insulin resistance, basically it means that the insulin receptors are no longer able to respond to insulin. And then the insulin binds to the receptors and allows blood sugar to enter the cells. So with insulin resistance, insulin's effects are canceled out, leaving excess blood sugar in the blood. Now, enzymes that your pancreas produces helps you to digest fats in your diet. So along with breaking down fats, your pancreas helps your body absorb fat-soluble vitamins like A, E, and K. Now, your pancreas produces enzymes that help your digestive system break down fat. And diseases that mess with your pancreas tend to mess with your body's fat digesting capabilities. And that can lead to nausea. Some people get nauseous over meat. I don't get nauseous over it, but it doesn't make me feel good thinking about it. As a matter of fact, it's not just your pancreas that has to go ahead and start breaking down fat. Your liver, as soon as somebody eats animal protein, i.e. fat, your liver starts going ahead. Everything stops. Immune system, energy production, whatever it was doing, stops just to go and fight that fat that's come in through the digestion. And then the pancreas starts working on it too. And you've got your all-out fat fighting mode. All right, so symptoms, then you could feel things like fatigue, right? Increased appetite, brain fog, belly fat, abdominal obesity. That's where you generally see this. And mood swings, cravings, high blood pressure. There can be sugar cravings as well, or carbs, always feeling hungry, unable to lose weight, fatigue after meals, aches and pains all over, problems with concentration, high cholesterol, low good cholesterol, high triglycerides, and high glucose or blood sugar. So are you insulin resistant? Well, causes of insulin resistance can include excess weight or obesity, stress, inactivity, steroid use, certain medications as people get a little older, smoking you're having problems with your sleep. So just know that one night of sleep deprivation can boost insulin resistance as much as eating high fat foods for 6 months. That's just one night of sleep deprivation. So if you're having issues with sleep, you might look at the adrenals, which are one of the top 3 I just mentioned, and also the pineal, because that's where the melatonin is produced. So those are the 2 areas I would look at first. So avoid sugar, and you decrease your burden on your pancreas, and your teeth wouldn't get plaque. Your brain would age slower, so you could avoid dementia. You'd suffer less thrush or yeast infections. You'd age slower. I think we said that. Your body would store less fat. You decrease your risk of heart disease, and you'd boost your digestion, and you'd be more alert. Yeah, sign me up for all those. So sugar sensitivity and addiction to reset the urge. Okay, so this is another clearing so clearing whatever is blocking you from food cravings, being sensitive to sugar. Also, there's an MP3. I'm going to include this in the replay today. Let me make a note of it so I remember to do it. Okay, so I'll send that to you too. So you can play this on your own as well. This is a really nice one for you to do anytime. So I'm going to start in on the sugar sensitivity and cravings clearing. Okay, so about 53% there. So that's good. This does not have to be at 100 before we go on. So I will continue to run the energy on that. So now, running on caffeine and sugar throughout the day to keep going, people usually, a lot of people run on caffeine and sugar to keep going. So they're dragging out of bed and they say, I need my coffee before I can do anything. This is really a sad state because it indicates an extremely unhealthy individual, really, who requires a legal drug just to function. So, I mean, unfortunately, they're on every street corner, right? The Starbucks and the coffee shops. I see them popping up all over the place as if we need more of this. So, but these individuals really, they crave sweets, and they can crash many times throughout the day, especially in the afternoon, and they need a pick-me-up, such as another cup of coffee or something sweet. So this further drives their blood sugar and their hormone balances, leading to the weight gain, the insomnia, the fatigue, and an underactive thyroid gland. So these people can usually fall asleep without any problems, but oftentimes they wake up during the night. And so this is because there's an inadequate cortisol production to stabilize blood sugar, and that's from the adrenals, so that the adrenals release this adrenaline instead, which raises your blood sugar, but it's also too stimulatory. So that results in why you wake up or having insomnia, getting back to sleep. So as long as blood sugar levels are out of balance, it will be extremely difficult to restore proper adrenal function too. So you might want to look at that. So to ensure stable blood sugar levels, make sure you eat breakfast, include some type of protein, more protein than carbs really, and snacking on protein and fat such as nuts, eggs, and seeds are best. And there's protein in many other vegetables and so forth. Just look it up. And try not to drink juice because really they are nothing more than plant sugar. Eat the whole fruit. Consume protein at every meal, just not in the way of animal protein, please, if at all possible. Check out what it is. Just because I was raised on eating meat and I thought nothing about it. Although I knew I didn't really like it. I just took a real small amount, and sometimes I had to sit there at the table until I was done eating, and I would be there like it's dark out, right? And I'm still sitting there. I'm like, I don't want to eat it. I don't want to eat it. And a lot of times they just let me go to bed, but I was adamant, I'm not going to eat this. And make sure you consume vegetables at every meal. So only eat low glycemic carbs. There is a PDF I'm going to send out to you too. So let me put this down here, PDF. This is on supplements, things that you can take that balance blood sugar imbalances. and that can influence the ability of your thyroid to function optimally. And they're vital in balancing blood sugar. So there's many of them. There's bilberry, you might have heard of something like that. There's plants and herbs, right? Chromium stabilizes blood sugar and insulin levels after meals. Zinc, its role in blood sugar management includes optimizing insulin metabolism. Okay, so it protects the insulin producing beta cells of the pancreas and improves insulin sensitivity. So it makes sure that you get the right amount of sugar into your cells. Vanadium is another one. Alpha lipoic acid, the ALA, very good for insulin resistance. It's also a strong antioxidant, gets energy production in your cells. There's vitamin E, the alpha tocopherol form you want to make sure it's in, and it's improves insulin sensitivity, lowers blood fats, antioxidant, and it lowers the bad, LDL cholesterol as well. Biotin, important in supporting the liver's utilization of sugar, right? So the liver takes in the glucose too, right? So this nutrient of biotin enhances insulin's effects, as well as it lowers blood sugar levels after meals. So that's a real good one to take. Magnesium, oh yes, this is the king of minerals, miracles. Magnesium, it's involved in about 350 different reactions in the body, and deficiencies in it, they're just all over. People just don't know really how important this is to have magnesium, especially supplemented, because we're just really not getting enough. It leads to deficiencies there, lead to insulin resistance, abnormal sugar metabolism, and this mineral enhances insulin secretion by the pancreas. And there's L-carnitine, there's berberine, absolutely wonderful things that you can actually be doing yourself. So I'll send that to you as well. Hidden sugars, certain unexpected snacks and food contain sugars such as pasta sauces, chips, salad dressings. If you're having an issue with sugar, please read the labels of everything to avoid any kind of reactions. So you want to look to see if there's any sugar and any other sweeteners, because they go by many different names. And some of them include, well, sugar, obviously, brown sugar, glucose, cane syrup, cane juice or beet sugar, corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup, which is not even really food. It's not corn, it's, something just, it's bad. Look that up. Or fructose. Agave is better. It's a natural, okay? Molasses, and then there's honey or ice syrup. But sugar substitutes that you, well, if you're looking at saccharin, the pink stuff, or the aspartame, the Equal, Splenda, all that, many people are intolerant to this, and they develop, reactions to these substitutes. They can also be, how this ever got passed by the FDA, I guess it's, look into that. It's a really sad story of how this even got passed. It was never supposed to be a food, was never supposed to be in our food. And so even though they know it, it's never still come off the food list. Okay, so they can also play a role in developing glucose intolerance. So a natural way, plant-based, is stevia. You might want to look into that if you need sugar. Now, natural ways to improve insulin sensitivity yourself: you could avoid stress, because stress affects the body's ability to regulate blood sugar. Now, stress is anything nowadays. It doesn't just have to be something really traumatic. Stress can just be driving to work. It could be the boss or some coworker. It could be your text message going off on your phone. These are all instant triggers nowadays to go into fight or flight mode, and people actually stay in this sympathetic nervous system mode. They don't really even get out of it back into the parasympathetic anymore. So it keeps us in a production of these stress hormones like cortisol, glucagon, from the adrenals, and adrenaline and so forth. And these break down glycogen. So that's a form of stored sugar into glucose. And then it enters the bloodstream for your body to use as a quick source of energy. But unfortunately, the ongoing stress keeps your stress hormone levels high, and that stimulates nutrient breakdown and increases your blood sugar. And stress hormones then also make the body more insulin resistant. And this prevents nutrients from being stored and makes them more available in the bloodstream to be used for energy. So this process may have been useful for our ancestors, who needed maybe extra energy to perform, running away from danger, that kind of thing. But for today, people, who are under chronic stress, don't even really know it, their reduced insulin sensitivity can really be harmful. So meditation, exercise, sleep, they're great ways to help increase this insulin sensitivity by reducing stress. So you want to get more sleep, right? As much as you can. 8 hours is great. So a lack of sleep can be harmful, increases your risk of infections, heart disease, and type 2 diabetes, and can lead to reduced insulin sensitivity. So there was a study that was done with some volunteers, and they found that just getting 4 hours of sleep in one night reduced insulin sensitivity and the ability to regulate blood sugar compared to getting 8.5 hours of sleep. So, so fortunately, catching up on any lost sleep can reverse the effects of poor sleep on insulin resistance. So make sure you're making up for lost sleep. It really does work. So I've heard otherwise, but make up your sleep. Regular exercise is one of the best ways to increase insulin sensitivity. So it helps to move sugar into the muscles for storage and promotes an immediate increase in insulin sensitivity. It lasts for 2 to 48 hours, depending on the exercise afterwards. So, if you did like 60 minutes on a cycling machine at a moderate pace, it can increase your insulin sensitivity for 2 days. Yeah, and help increase your insulin sensitivity there. So it's for, women with or men with or without diabetes, doesn't matter. So aerobic resistance training is also good. Combining them in your routine can be great too. So even taking a walk, okay? So even if you just take a 10-minute walk after dinner, you're going to be effectively lower in cortisol for the evening. So that's going to help you sleep better and combat adrenal exhaustion in the morning. So it can also make your muscles more insulin responsive, allows for more fuel to go to the muscles and less to your fat. So this is all part of the big picture. It's working in healthy habits and lifestyle choices into your average day. So just getting that quick walk, really, it could be all that it takes. And you'll be on your way to cutting out excess fat in your life in no time. So eating more fiber. Yeah, so I don't really recommend diet restrictions, calorie restrictions as a way to lose fat because then you reset your internal metabolism to get used to the new intake. So when you first start this new diet, yeah, you'll lose weight, but then after some period of time, the weight loss will stall out. And that's because your body has become used to the new calorie intake level and adjust itself. And so when you go on a diet, it implies a temporary state. And then inevitably, when you stop your diet, you gain all the weight back that you lost. So this is because you trained your body to get by on a smaller amount of calories. So when you increase the calories, you gain weight. So an effective weight loss plan needs to be around the quality of the food and the nutrient density and the avoidance of processed and sugary foods, eliminating GMOs, and eating organic and whole as much as possible. So fiber in the beans can be soluble and insoluble. Insoluble fiber is more like a bulking agent to help move the stool through the bowels, and soluble fiber is responsible for lowering cholesterol, reducing appetite. And there's also a link between high soluble fiber and increased sensitivity to insulin. So, eat more fiber in beans. Also, they help feed the friendly bacteria in your gut. Yep. So beans, oatmeal, flax seeds, Brussels sprouts, fruits like oranges are also good there too. So eat more veggies and fruit. So not only are fruits and veggies nutritious, they provide powerful, really health boosting effects, all the nutrition your body pretty much needs. So they also have plant compounds that have antioxidant in them, and they bind and neutralize molecules, these free radicals in the body. Now we do need some, but not all of it, because they cause harmful inflammation throughout the whole body. And eating plant compounds is linked to higher insulin sensitivity. So stick to normal portion sizes, and, you know, go for a couple, 3 pieces, you know, per sitting, couple, maybe 2 to 5 times a day. So you want to go with colorful fruits and vegetables. They're rich really in all kinds of plant compounds, help increase insulin sensitivity, and so forth. And don't be afraid to eat fruits. Just if you know, some people say, well, you have diabetes, do not eat fruits. That is wrong. That is wrong. Fruits are the one thing you can have in the way of sugar for diabetes. Now, don't take my word to your doctor and, you know, whatever. They may say, no, you have a special kind, or you shouldn't have whatever. But just know that fruits are generally fine for people with diabetes, and especially if you have a, you know, a faulty pancreas or something going on there, an issue here. So herbs, spices, they have a lot of healing properties, and they can, like turmeric, ginger, and garlic are great for insulin sensitivity, increasing that. Fenugreek seeds, they're rich in high soluble fiber. Turmeric contains the curcumin, and that's the antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, really good, reduces free fatty acids and sugar in the blood. Ginger increases insulin sensitivity, and that gingerol compound in there makes sugar receptors on your muscle cells more available, so it increases the sugar uptake. And garlic improves insulin secretion, and it has the antioxidant properties that increase insulin sensitivity. So a lot of different herbs, really good for the pancreas. Holy basil is another herb. It actually helps in fighting cortisol, belly fat, that problem. So holy basil, and it does lower stress as well. And that stress, cortisol from the adrenals, right, that your body produces to combat, you know, that produces, and then adrenal fatigue and weight loss can start in your diet. And holy basil really might just be one of those things that you add that combats the imbalance of cortisol. Also cinnamon, it's, you know, a really tasty spice, but it also has plant compounds that reduce blood sugar and increases insulin sensitivity. Very, very important. It helps the receptors for glucose on muscle cells become more available. Yep, so load up on cinnamon is very good. You can put honey, you know, on a spoon, a little bit of cinnamon in there, and just eat it every day. Yep, it's that good. We put it in our smoothie and oatmeal. Green tea, it's an excellent beverage for your health. Choice for you if you're type 2 diabetes or at, you know, risk for it. And it can increase insulin sensitivity and reduce blood sugar. And it reduces fasting blood sugar and increases the insulin sensitivity. So drink more green tea, and has antioxidants too. So avoiding simple carbs, cutting down on carbs, they're the main stimulus that causes insulin blood levels to rise. So when the blood, you know, when the body digests carbs into sugar and releases it into the blood, then the pancreas releases insulin to transport that sugar from the cells into the, from the body into the cells. So reducing your carb intake is going to help increase insulin sensitivity. And that's because these high carb diets, they tend to lead to spikes in the blood sugar, which put more pressure on the pancreas to remove sugar from the blood. So, or you can spread the carbs out evenly throughout the day. That's another good way to do it if you have to have some kind of carb, or eating smaller portions of them provides the body with less sugar at each serving, making insulin's job easier. And then there's, you know, good carbs and bad carbs, right? So it really is important what kind you eat. The low glycemic index or the GI carbs are best since they slow the release of sugar into the bloodstream. And carb sources that are low GI, that can be sweet potatoes, yep, brown rice, quinoa, some varieties of oatmeal. So very good for you. Avoiding trans fats and fried foods. Saturated fat and simple carbs, it's a chain reaction of metabolic dysfunction. So it involves the appetite regulating hormones called leptin and ghrelin. Now, leptin's job is to suppress your appetite, and ghrelin's job is to increase it. So high carb fatty diet results in alterations in structural plasticity, meaning brain changes. So over time, eating too many calories from fat and simple sugars damages the nerves that conduct signals through the hypothalamus, which is in the brain, the master center here, and tells the body, what to do, and affects the function of leptin and ghrelin. And so the body's ability to regulate your weight and metabolism. So because of this damage, then the signals, they just don't get through about how much fat is really being stored. So your brain can just be off there with the messages. It can't really trust what's being sent to it regarding your appetite, your hunger, or fullness. So if anything, please remove the artificial trans fats from your diet. You will never, ever go wrong doing that. So yeah, so these obviously chips, pies, donuts, fast food, fried fast foods, especially the stuff they put the sugar on. And that could be French fries. I've heard the fast food places have these, they're addictive. The fries, they dip them in sugar. So any fried food and mixed with sugar, like the donuts, for example, too, these are especially poor for somebody. Not good. Not really even safe to eat, actually. And supplements. So, taking supplements to increase your insulin sensitivity is good. So many supplements may increase it, but chromium, resveratrol are also backed by a lot of evidence. So chromium is a mineral involved in carb and fat metabolism. And so taking chromium picolinate supplements in 200 to 1,000 micrograms could improve the ability of insulin receptors to reduce blood sugar. And then magnesium, that's a beautiful mineral. It works with insulin receptors to store blood sugar. And berberine is a plant molecule, and it's, increases insulin sensitivity and lowers blood sugar. Resveratrol, it's a polyphenol, and it's found in like red grapes, the skin of the grapes and other berries. The red berries may increase insulin sensitivity, especially with people with type 2 diabetes. And, chromium, berberine, magnesium, they're linked to increased sensitivity. And, people with type 2 diabetes would be in most benefit there to do that. So, okay, let's look to see where we're at before we get into the actual optimizing of your pancreas. So, all right, wonderful, 100% on the main clearing there. And then we did another one around allowing the mind to travel to new possibilities, allowing love to flow in, around, and through you, accepting all beauty around you, and making it part of your being. Your body really wanted that because it just shot right up, 79 to 100%. There was a lot going on with that clearing too. So, all right, very good. And the sugar sensitivity and cravings, let's just check for fun. Okay, I got 68%, but that's, I'm going to complete that. So we are ready to move into the next step, regeneration of the pancreas. So happiness is a healed pancreas. So we are right now going into the master cell of your pancreas. We're going to check it right now for there's dark colors, it's not supposed to be a dark color. It's supposed to be nice, brilliant, beautiful color. So we need blacks and grays and even white. We don't want that either. So let's check it, and we are sending some beautiful, beautiful gold God healing energy coming in through the crown, going right into the pancreas right now. Wonderful. So we're gonna make sure that we are grounded here with the master cell. We are connected, very good. Sending this beautiful healing energy into the master cell of your pancreas. Let's send this healing energy now into the membrane. It's the covering of the cell, all around the cell. Protects this master cell. And we're going to check it for anything going on there, issues, anything needs fixing. Okay, very nice. We're going to tune up that color. Yes, all right, very inviting, nice, beautiful color. Now, okay, let's send this beautiful healing gold God energy now into the nucleus. This is the center, the brains of the cell. All kinds of functions happen here. So it's taking on this beautiful healing energy right now, sent from source straight to you, straight to your master cell of your pancreas. Taking on a beautiful color now. Very nice. Okay. Okay, happier now. Yes, thank you. You're welcome. It's saying thank you. Oh. It's very beautiful. Beautiful here. All right, sending this beautiful healing energy now into all the organelles. All the organelles in the master cell of your pancreas now taking on this beautiful healing energy, matching the beauty, love, and perfection of the human blueprint sent from source. Your highest and best interest, whatever that is for you. Yes. Organelles taking on this beautiful healing energy right now. Happy, swirling, swimming in this beautiful energy. It's like a backstroke. It's happy. Only reporting what I see. Okay, very nice. Now let's send this beautiful healing energy into the mitochondria. These are the energy centers. Beautiful mitochondria, several of them, taking on this healing energy. This is where the ATP, or energy production, occurs. So we really want these tuned up. Nice. Okay, very good. These are coming around. Okay, very good. Continuing with the energy there, we're also going to go into the DNA organelle, DNA organelle. Beautiful healing energy through there. Very nice. And sending this beautiful gold God energy now into all areas of the master cell of your pancreas, taking on this huge, huge ball of healing energy, taking what you require in your highest and best interest, given to you as a gift from source right now. Okay, very good. Let's now go into the DNA strand. Okay, so we're going to look at faulty programs here. Let's check to see how many faulty programs as a group. Okay, approximately maybe 2 each. That's what I'm getting, because I'm getting kind of double the amount of people who are here. So let's go ahead in there right now and clear just the faulty programs. That's all we're clearing. Very nice. Okay, so now let's send this beautiful gold God healing energy now through your DNA strand from one end to the other. We're also going to be looking at the telomeres in there, and we're going to lengthen the telomeres. Okay, so these are at the ends of the strands. We're going to imagine seeing these telomeres just lengthen in size. So get longer. Okay, you can just see them. Okay, I have healthy, strong, long telomeres. My highest and best interest. Given to you right now from source as a gift. Beautiful. Because you're so deserving. Oh, very nice. Very good. So I'm going to fix anything here that we find. Is there anything that needs to be fixed? Okay, very good. All right, we are right now fixing a couple things, just about complete. All right. Okay, very good. All right. Right now, sending some beautiful healing energy through the DNA to heal it and to seal it up. Very nice. Oh, okay. Whew. That's much better. That's clean. Very nice and clean looking now. All that goopy dark spots are all gone. Yeah. All right, very good. So this beautiful gold God healing energy now going through the whole strand. All right, very good. Ooh, here's one. This is letting go of the diabetes gene. All right, so let's check how many people have that gene. 48% has the diabetes gene. I'm going to make a note here, 48%. So not everybody, about every other person here has the gene. It doesn't mean that you have diabetes. It just means that there's the gene in your DNA. So let's go ahead right now and let go of that diabetes gene. So it doesn't have to be a reality for you. down the line somewhere. So let's look at this. Very nice. Okay. All right, now where are we? About 3%. So let's continue here. Just for a couple more minutes, and I'm going to continue with the energy there. So let's light up the cells. Okay, so let's take the master cell right now of your pancreas and sending it all beautiful gold God healing energy now to every part, every area of the master cell of your pancreas. Let's just make sure that it is 100% lit up, completely full of light. All darkness has been let go. Diabetes gene, let go. We are complete with that program. Out of here. No longer required for you, not in this timeline, not in this carnation. And we are going for past lives also, and future lives, because remember, your timeline is a continuum, all happening at the same time. So we're releasing that, or letting go of the diabetes gene now is also going to have an effect on that timeline. Releasing it, letting it go for future lives that could have been compromised by diabetes, but now no longer have to. Yes. Oh, very nice. Okay, so we're down to 0. Okay. Now, if you have diabetes, let's do a session together, and we've got to go a little further into this. But for those who do not at this point, yeah, so that's like, oh, all right. So beautiful gold God healing energy now going into this master cell of your pancreas, matching the beauty, love, and perfection of the divine blueprint. Seeing it now 100% lit up. Very nice. Now let's activate it and send a beautiful flood of new cell growth to all cells of your pancreas. All cells now are matching that beauty, love, and perfection of that master cell, taking the upgrade from the master cell that received its upgrade from source, and by matching the beauty, love, and perfection of our divine blueprint in the highest and best interest for you right now. Beautiful gold God healing energy now going into all cells of your pancreas. All cells are taking the upgrade. That healthy, whole, healing upgrade. Sending it to all cells of your pancreas right now, going into every little nook and cranny. Very nice. Oh, very good. Okay. All right, so let's check the number of cells that are taking the upgrade. All right. I'm going to jot this down. Okay. Very good. We've got a lot of beautiful cells right now taking the upgrade. Wonderful. Okay, so right now then I'm still going to continue running the energy through, and I'm going to check for the number of days that your pancreas will be in this new growth upgrade period. So let's check that as an average for the whole group. I'm getting 39 days. And now, of course, that could be less for you. It could be more for you. But on average, we're getting 39. Generally, it does take a little bit more. It's a very dense gland. Okay, so I usually see this taking quite a while. So that's just a little bit over a month, and this can take up to 2 months to completely regenerate. So very good. All right, so let's just continue sending the energy through there. I want to get that up to 100% optimal. So all cells are taking it, although all cells may not take it. You know, a big percentage of them will, and that is definitely what we're going for here. So we're just flooding the area. Now, to all areas of the master cell of your pancreas, beautiful healing energy right now, going in to all cells, healing, upgrading, receiving. Happy cells. Happiness is a healed pancreas. Very nice. Okay, so let's look at, well, I'm going to continue to run the energy there so we can get that as high as possible. Let's look at other areas that affect the pituitary or have some effect over, have a connection. Okay, so the pituitary receives signals from the hypothalamus in the brain. Okay, so the hypothalamus and pituitary, also there in the brain, they're connected by the nervous system and chemical pathways. And so the hypothalamus produces and secretes neurotransmitters for the nervous system, and then neuropeptides along with several other neurohormones, and it affects the pituitary gland function. So when the hypothalamus doesn't function properly, this throws off the functioning of the pituitary gland. And the pituitary controls the adrenal glands and your ovaries and the thyroid gland. So when the hypothalamus function is up, there's a lot of other things affected that are all vital to good health. Now in the thyroid, there's T3 and T4, and they're released from the thyroid into circulation. And this happens in response to a part of your brain, the pituitary, that makes a substance called thyroid releasing hormone, or TRH, and it tells the thyroid to release thyroid into the bloodstream, the blood systems, you know, the bloodstream. So these thyroid hormones, they act on almost every kind of cell in your body, and they increase cellular activity or metabolism. So that's why when people have a faulty thyroid, they're sluggish, right? Their metabolism drops. So if there's too little of the thyroid or too much, the metabolism of the entire body then is impacted, and this can lead to weight gain too. So yeah, and that's how it begins, really. So speaking of adrenals, then the adrenal glands are also one of the major factors that cause thyroid hormone imbalance, which we just learned we need that, right? So stress, you know, from work, relationships, you know, you're mad at your computer over something. I'm never mad at my computer. As a matter of fact, talk really nice to your computer. It does make a difference. Okay, it really does. If something starts happening to mine, I just give it love. I send it a lot of love, and then it's okay, I'll start working now. So yeah, and disorders there, environmental toxins, trans fats, like we talked about, the fried foods, and especially ones with sugar, infections, yeah, carbs. So why is it hard, you know, to lose weight? It's because the body fat raises cortisol from the adrenals, and then cortisol raises body fat. Yeah. So in all hormones, really, they're secreted on a circadian rhythm over a 24-hour period. So cortisol is, it represents this rhythm, as its production is really the highest in the morning and then tapers off as the day progresses. The levels are lowest at night so that you can get to sleep, right? And the body can start to rejuvenate itself. So you lose about two-thirds of stored sugar while sleeping. And this cortisol production then makes sure that the balanced sugar blood sugar stays balanced, throughout the night. So if the adrenals are fatigued, you may have trouble staying asleep, and the body will make adrenaline then to raise blood sugar due to inadequate cortisol production, which is enough then to wake you up, oftentimes about 3 in the morning. So if your adrenals are in overdrive with that, too much cortisol, then you probably are having trouble falling asleep then too. If you're a slow starter in the morning, your adrenals are probably fatigued, and you can't make adequate cortisol to raise blood sugar to get you out of bed, right? Or to get you more motivated and happier and just bounce right up. Now, in the second stage here, though, adrenals are going to begin using their sex hormone precursors to make cortisol, and then the DHEA will drop. Now, DHEA is the precursor to testosterone, so you know what that means, and we're talking men and women here. And the final stage of adrenal exhaustion or fatigue is when adrenals can no longer produce cortisol or testosterone. So if you have adrenal gland dysfunction, you may have many different symptoms, like, okay, you can't fall asleep, can't stay asleep, fatigue, sugar or salt cravings too, allergies, you're slow to start in the morning, there could be headaches, weakened immune system, ulcers, you need to eat to relieve fatigue, or irritable, before meals, or shaky or lightheaded if your meals are missed. It could be blurred vision. You could crave caffeine or cigarettes, feeling full or bloated, dizziness, asthma, varicose veins, and hemorrhoids. So now the hormone aldosterone made in the adrenal cortex regulate, and these are on your kidneys, by the way, that regulates blood volume through sodium retention and potassium excretion. So if you have any of these symptoms, you have low aldosterone levels indicating adrenal gland dysfunction. So that would be the craving for salt. Or you have fluid retention in the arms and the legs, lipedema. Your pupils, they cannot stay constricted when exposed to light. And you could have rough or sandpaper tongue, or excessive urination, or sweating, even without activity. So there's a lot going on there, and it does have a connection with your pancreas. Believe me, the adrenals and pancreas are like this. So the liver, now we mentioned that earlier, it does metabolize protein and fat, okay? And it's responsible for producing bile, which breaks down fat. It also works like a filter to clean toxins out of our blood, and that can help us feel energized. So optimizing your liver can help you lose weight. But not all chemicals and preservatives that we're now eating through processed foods are being, eliminated out. So they're actually being taken in and stored in the very, very center, or the, way inside the liver, right? The liver just takes it on, just, oh my gosh, more toxins. Okay, here, let me take care of it. Stuffs it down in there, way down in there. And, oh, more. Okay, great. So it just takes it all in, right? But it doesn't get rid of it. So what is happening with this stuff, right? So there's where the liver gets toxic and can significantly affect your optimal thyroid hormone function, which we already found, talks to the hypothalamus and so forth. And then elevated insulin levels from the pancreas can reduce glutathione levels, which inhibit the liver's ability to detoxify. And then this can affect the conversion of the inactive T4 into the active T3 thyroid hormone, increasing the thyroid disrupting chemicals, and that can lead to excess estrogen levels, right? And that's your ovaries now, and or pancreas, depends if you're menopausal. And then that inhibits thyroid hormone function. So you can see all of these, I've placed them here for a reason, because there can be other things going on that we need to address too, if there is a big enough issue here with the pancreas. So improvements that you can notice with a functioning pancreas can include less appetite and hunger, that leptin and ghrelin, reduced sugar cravings, weight loss, better regulation of blood sugar or blood pressure and blood sugar too, balanced emotions, mood and behavior, increased energy, better memory, less aches and pains, decreased belly fat, improved concentration, and lowered cholesterol. So all those, yes, say yes to that. So now, what we need to do is drink more water. So let's get another drink. Somebody else says she remembers sitting at the table late at night for not finishing her meat or whatever it is too. Yep. Honey, yeah, absolutely, honey instead of in place of sugar. Yeah, and maple syrup in moderation. Yes. But those aren't, natural from the tree, the maple. Honey from the bees. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Absolutely. Even if you're diabetic, I'm going to say yes. Okay, so drinking water, especially today, because we have all this going on and a lot of detoxing is going to go on. So you may want to drink water, and then also eat foods with fiber. So we talked about the beans and legumes and so forth, soluble fiber, insoluble fiber. That's going to help through the colon. So detox can happen through solids as well as through the the kidneys and the bladder, right, for liquids waste. So you're going to want to drink water today, and then for at least the next 3 days, be very vigilant about drinking more than you usually do. And then also you could be a little bit tired or sleepy. Some people have already fallen off to sleep. I've understood people who send me messages saying that that's what happens to them when they attend one of these, and it's okay, because that's exactly what the body does when it's in producing new cell growth. It's usually when we're sleeping, the body does rejuvenation. So yeah, so you could be a little tired, and if so, just take a nap for a little while, and you could actually feel a little warmth too in the pancreas area. It's possible. People do feel that while the cells are growing. So, and as well, besides hydration, nutrition helps with this process too. So if you're going to go out and drink alcohol, maybe do drugs, that kind of stuff, just know that you could actually be stopping or slowing up the cell growth. So what you take into your body is also going to affect those cells right now that are in growth. Okay, so just know there's also some things like pain medications or sleep medications that can also stop or halt or reduce the improvement that you're going to get if you're doing those types of things. I'm not telling you not to do it, just letting you know if you do, it's possible that the improvement may not be exactly what you would have hoped for. So another step I highly recommend following today would be to get out into nature. And this is where you want to take off your shoes, get in touch with that earth, sit on the earth, okay? Anything with the bare skin touching, well, leave your clothes on. Depends where you are, I guess. But sitting on the earth, standing on the earth, both feet planted firmly on the earth, right? As a conductor, right? It's like two prongs. That's what you are on the earth. So leave your technology at home. You may want to take a journal out with you, and that's where you might want to write down the answers to those questions we asked earlier and get answers from your higher self. Just kind of channel this information and see what you're getting, really, and understand yourself. So, but yeah, there is this natural rhythm, biorhythm of the earth, and we're totally connected to it. So if you're inside most of the day or on computers and so forth, you need to get outside every so often and, take your shoes out. So the rubber tennis shoes, the rubber soles on the shoes that most of us have nowadays is a detriment to our health, because we used to have the leather soles, and if you can get moccasins, that would be wonderful. So you could go out into your backyard with moccasins, that kind of thing, is much better, because the insulating rubber is not going to allow these beautiful, healthy electrons to come up into our body and cancel out EMFs and all kinds of other stuff. So now, we plan to be here. I plan to be here for a long time, right? And you can too. You can actually live for decades, decades. down the line, whatever you choose, right? So you can make this this choice. So you know you have a contribution to make. You might need to be here quite some time, right, to complete what your mission is. Or if you have a chronic condition, it's recommended that we do a session together then too, to find out unique things blocking health for you and to let those go. So there will be that link in the replay email that you'll receive later today for sessions, and let me make sure it's in there, because this is the reduced session page. That's not everybody gets this one, and it's really just for while you're in this program too. Okay, so very, very good. Get in touch with nature. Upcoming live streams. There is one coming on Thursday in a couple of days for Infection Guard, and this is where we're going to go in and actually clear virus, bacteria, fungus, yeast, and parasites. This one you may not want to miss, because the majority of us do have some type of infection. So that one is going to be at yourbodypower.com/live streams. And I'm wondering if I can put that, yeah, I can put that into the chat box here too, and send this to everybody. So that's the page for upcoming live streams. Anything that's upcoming is going to be put on there, so you can check back at any time and just see what is coming up. And then also healing certification training. This is an online retreat, so you can work from home, do the same thing as I'm doing right now for yourself or for your family and friends, and then also with clients too. So there's going to be training in there for you to do really exactly what I'm doing, right? So this is going to be at yourbodypower.com/CERT, which is CERT-online. And that is also in the chat box. I put that link in there. So this is a page not really found on the website either. If you're going to be looking for it, it's not on there. So you're going to have to know the link. And I can put those in the email as well. There we go. All right. So yeah, we're going to learn quantum activations and healing work. Absolutely. And then I want to remind you to check your email later for the recording of today's session. It's going to be emailed to you with all the links, and yourbodypower.com to reverse the debilitating effects of midlife aging. So let's go ahead and stop the screen share and come back here. And I do want to, say congratulate yourself for being here today. That was absolutely amazing. You are doing a wonderful service to your body. And believe me, I had some messages from your cells that are so thankful right now. They are thanking you, telling you to, that they're very appreciative and thankful and grateful of this beautiful cleanup on aisle 2. Yeah, and yes, and the beautiful regrowth that they're in right now, the new growth, actually not regrowth, because we're not redoing anything. This is new growth. So these cells are beautiful, healthy, pure, clean, straight from source to you, in the highest and best for you, whatever that happens to be. So things you could experience immediately. You could be feeling a little refreshed and clear, or you could be a little bit tired right now. So if that's the case, take a little nap, enjoy the time you've taken just for yourself today, and drink water, get out into nature, love yourself and your body. And I'll send the replay soon. Filled with gratitude for you. Enjoy. Namaste. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you being here today. And I will get this email out to you as soon as the video renders and does what it does, and get all the replays ready for you and send them out. And yeah, absolutely, my heartfelt appreciation to you. I'll be ending the session now.